Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Two Drunk Dorks. We went to go refill for today, and we went to one of our usual stops, Siciliano's Market, and there's a shorts. The shorts dude was there. He was very. What did you say earlier? He was very
jovial.
He was a very jovial dude.
Great word.
And we're drinking some sort of rhubarb peach, right?
Rhubarb pear. And Leslie, what's that sour beer that we've got?
Peach Yum Yum.
So this episode is unofficially kind of sponsored by Shorts.
Unofficially
because it's all Shorts.
That just means we're drinking Shorts things and want them to give us money for it. If you'd like to give us money, please send.
Okay, so I know you and I have just partaken in this new series, and I wanted to do...
What's in the bag, Adam?
All right, so the Scott Pilgrim graphic novel.
Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life.
Yeah.
Heart.
Is that going to go on the set too? Is that for the set?
Yeah, this will go on the set.
Me, pick me.
Esri,
Pick me.
Oh, that's in color even.
It's in color, I know.
It's
It's so
beautiful.
cool.
Whoa.
This is hardcover and in color.
It's just like the animation.
Really, like, smell it.
I started reading it and I was just like,
Smell it.
I can't stop.
It smells
Oh,
better
that
than
smells
whiskey.
Great. Yeah, everything smells better
Okay,
than whiskey
so
at
that's
this
going
point.
on our set somewhere.
One
How
of the
about
new
right up
shelves.
here? Because we don't want to block his view.
No.
Yeah, on the new
Right
shelf.
there.
I love
That's
it.
perfect.
How did it look?
Good work.
Thank you.
So now that kicks off what I think our topic could be for tonight.
So that's the actual book series is Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life. Then there's Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie,
Woot.
and then the cartoon series is Scott Pilgrim
Pilgrim
Takes Off. And I hear that Leslie has a special drink-inspired, Ramona Flowers inspired drink for us at the end here.
Yeah, because this is the show where we drink.
And we know things. Since the new Scott Pilgrim series, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, just came out on Netflix.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Scott Pilgrim. So how far back do we want to go on this?
So what I want to start this off with is I want to say I was not aware of the graphic novel series. I had just been exposed to Scott Pilgrim by the movie in the
Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, early mid 2000.
2010.
2010.
Was it 2000? Was it that late?
Yeah.
So when we heard the series was coming out,
Thanks for the invite.
Adam's like, we need to watch this. And I was like, I don't want to fucking watch the series. But then I saw it on Netflix and I was like, all right, fine. And then like a day later I was done. I was like, all right, this is
Yeah,
awesome.
you watched it in one day, didn't you? Isn't that what you said?
Pretty much. I had COVID. I had nothing else. I had nothing else to do except
YOLO.
watch it. But there was one thing that really impressed me about this that I was excited about is that the entire voice cast for the cartoon series is everyone from the movie reprises their role.
So what we're basically going to do is we're gonna talk about a little bit more about the series and its nuances, the characters and their voice talent, and just the characters overall. We're going to talk about the story arc, and then we're going to talk about the art style, the animation style. Mm-hmm. There was a animation firm called Science Saru that did the animation.
They are Japanese.
Yeah.
So I guess technically this is kind of an anime.
I really like the style.
Well,
Yeah.
the company that did this, they actually have an anime which is actually on Netflix now too.
Oh,
They also did the Adventure Time movie. So
Yeah.
I was surprised by the difference between the movie and the series starting. Like in the movie, they started and they really got into the knives side of it, and then in the series, they were just like, "Who is Knives?" And then they got right into Ramona.
Skimmed over. Yeah.
And I was like, "That's silly," because that was kind of a big build-up.
No, that's true. Because in the movie Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Knives actually ends up back with Scott at the very end.
No.
Yes,
No.
she does.
No.
For a brief moment.
For a brief
you guys
moment.
Are forgetting, and then
And then he goes with Ramona.
he goes. Yeah, exactly. But
Right.
it felt for a second that Scott and Knives were going to end up.
I thought so.
the thing about the series is that it's kind of a thing for the fans because the series is like a multiverse. It's like an alternate telling of what happens in the comic book and the movie. So I'm not sure why they decided to do this. I heard that like Netflix wanted to do a cartoon for Scott Pilgrim, but they were kind of fighting with Brian Lee O'Halloran and Edgar Wright. and they were going to do the cartoon series no matter what. But then those guys got on board. It was like, well, let's not like fuck up our continuity too much. But the series is basically for intensive purposes.
Intense and purposes.
It's basically a what if. The cartoon series follows the comic book and the movie up until the first fight with Matthew Patel. But in the series, Matthew Patel wins and kills Scott Pilgrim. And then it goes weird and wonky from there.
I hate it.
But it's actually still freaking awesome.
What we experienced in the movie was Scott Pilgrim being a badass and kicking the shit out of everybody. Well, the series did not give us that. The series said, no, we're going to pull that away from you. And immediately we felt the sense of, oh, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's how I felt the whole time.
By reversing it and flipping it and Scott being off, what it does is it gives Ramona actually a chance to address her issues with her evil exes.
Oh.
Whereas the movie and comic book lets Scott address everything that he went through.
Wow.
Like,
so does she get healed, like emotionally?
Totally.
Really? Oh, I love that.
Totally.
I need to finish the series.
And
there's like the cool stuff too. Like Lucas Lee moves to Toronto, and Gideon moves to Toronto. Like actually, it's like more of like a big kind of like a big
adorable
jamboree
family
or something. I don't know.
Gross.
Gordon
I
Goose.
love it.
So that comment is actually something I hadn't thought of yet, but I of course saw, and like I completely agree with you.
So you watched the whole series.
Yeah.
I mean, what was going through your mind when you watched the series? Like you're just
the first thing that went through my mind is Scott didn't lose that battle. This is bullshit.
Right.
You know, and then secondarily, Ramona starts kind of connecting with her exes.
She becomes the main character.
She becomes the main character.
Yeah.
Which is great, because, I mean, obviously Ramona's a badass and an awesome main character. True. So I went with this flow.
Also, the best, and as the series goes, Wallace is also voiced by Kieran McCullough.
Is the best.
Wallace is the best part of the
main
whole
character to me.
Wallace is hands down the best part of the movie.
He probably is.
I agree.
Honestly, he probably is.
He's so fucking funny. How he just like texting like while he's asleep or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
also he steals Scott's sister's boyfriend at the show.
Jimmy, I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
My favorite.
Are you just gonna wait in front of the door till she shows up? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure am.
So I want to talk about the art style, the animation, and from two perspectives. From the animation style of an anime and from comparing it to the film. Because the editing style of the film was very special.
Beautiful.
Very special.
Perfect. The best thing I've ever seen.
And the animation style of the series was pretty freaking awesome too.
Lovely.
So
the animation or the art style?
Both.
Well, the art style was based on that thing, which he didn't actually know.
I want to grab that.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
because look.
I can see it. The big eyes. They're so not anime.
But at the same time, it very much is.
There's a few anime series, actually several, that I can connect this exact art style to. Or I should say manga right now, because it's not necessarily animated. But you get these lines, but in this one, the lines are a little bit broken up, and they're almost like, they're not like super clean. They're not like really sharp.
It's still kind of simple.
Yeah, they're simple, but they're distressed, I guess is my point. The art throughout this whole thing on the graphic novel and in the animated series, the art's very distressed. So we got this special
fancy.
Wallace.
yeah, there's Wallace. So the animation style was very much a derivative of the graphic novel, but it also tried to pay homage to the movie and the editing style of Edgar Wright, because the editing style was jarring. It had little meters of when they go and pee. And like the pee
and
meter,
reflected
pee
in
meter.
the mirror.
And just getting the coins.
Yeah, it's all that stuff.
I love it.
Basically, what we're trying to say is right, so Leslie, what have we got for this shot time?
Well, it's funny you ask, Adam, because I've prepared this very special.
What's special about it?
It's so special. It's called Scotch Pilgrim.
Oh no, is there scotch in this? Walt's gonna barf.
Presumably there's scotch in it. However, Walt,
We
no.
have scotch.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Scotch, vermouth, bitters, and cherry. Well, it said cherries.
It's like
but
a Manhattan with scotch.
Right. So I just put cherry juice in it though because I
So
thought
where did you find the shot? Did you make this up or is this
the interwebs.
The
interwebs.
You know, the depths, etc.
And I'm going to point out
We're gonna give Walt the tall one because he's the least drunk right now. Okay.
I switched. I have a peachy yum yum
Oh, how do you like the
from
peachy
shorts.
yum yum?
I haven't.
I don't know that I knew that it was called peachy yum yum.
Peachy yum yum.
I don't think I rotated the can far enough to say
Holy
peachy.
very
shit!
sour.
It's so sour, but it's so awesome.
So
Is that
good,
your
right?
First
So good.
sip?
So
Why is
good.
that so surprising?
Because this is my first sip of this episode of this.
Oh, that's surprising. Walt.
So
we didn't try these earlier today at Siciliano's.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a tiny Manhattan.
It's a
Cheers
Scotch
to
Pilgrim, apparently.
mini New York City.
It's a instead of
Tiny
a
Manhattan,
Manhattan, it's a Toronto.
It's a Toronto.
Toronto.
Oh my god, I love that.
Here's the Toronto.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, it's coming up a little burny.
I'm not
It's,
mad about that.
It's cherry flavored Band-Aids.
Ooh. I liked it until you said that.
Cherry
Dickhead.
flavored.
I think maybe I just don't like drinking.
We're done here.
Well,
We're done.
Oh God!
Yeah, I
that
can never
tasted
drink
apparently
awful.
from here on out, we will be just two dorks.
You know what that tasted like? Is a Manhattan, and we already determined
We
that
hate
they're
Manhattan.
terrible.
As a group, we detest
God.
Manhattan.
Oh, all right, let's pick back up where we left off before I interrupted us so rudely.
The one thing that made the movie so popular was that, like, it wasn't so much in the comic book series, but, like, they use a lot of references. There's, especially, like, in the movie, there's, like, a lot of, like, they do a lot of 8-bit things, and, like, they have, you know, Scott gets a 1-up, you know, he gains a
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, that's true. That's fun.
So it's also kind of like Street Fighter-esque.
Some of the things I really appreciated about this, not just about the art style and how chunky and simple it was, but they brought in the 8-bit like CG,
Yeah.
not only just in the
Yeah.
art, but also in the sound.
Yeah, the MIDI files.
Yeah, the whole
Like,
last episode was all 8-bit, like
It was
Nintendo
beautiful.
music. It was so cool.
And every time it said press start, I was like, oh, I wish I
Yeah.
had a start button on my remote.
And then there was player 2, and then there was attack. You know, it was all that good
Fight.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so, one thing I wanted to mention is I really liked how, even though this is produced and done in 2023, it harkened back to the
movie.
mid-early 2000s.
Because they reference so much pop culture stuff, and they use the sounds and the sights of things that we kind of grew up on.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts that they did in the cartoon and in the movie, it's like, have you seen this girl? She's got hair like this.
Yeah, they're like this. It was the same exact
At the
drawing.
party. Yeah, that's Ramona Flowers.
Yeah. All right, so I did love their commitment to the movie in the beginning of the series.
At the beginning
I-
only.
And I love their diversion from the movie. All of that. Now let's talk about the time travel element.
Woo!
Because I feel like this...
Time travel.
The
Yeah,
doors?
this-
All
like-
the doors everywhere?
No.
What?
No, maybe you haven't gotten far enough in the
I
series.
might have not gotten far enough.
The time travel element where he meets old Scott and then older old
Oh,
Scott.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did
okay,
see a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit of
yeah,
that.
Now that threw me for a complete loop.
Little ghost.
And I actually really loved it. He goes to the future and through this portal, and he meets old Scott. And old Scott
Who still lives at Wallace's
still
house.
lives at Wallace's. That whole segment, that whole arc, that was my favorite part of this whole entire thing.
Can I bake your noodle?
Yeah.
Because even the old Scott stuff was still chance for old Ramona to make amends.
I know. It really was. Yeah.
Interesting.
And at the end where Ramona and Ramona became one and they realized that it's all their experience, that lit me
Are we at Is this therapy?
Maybe a little bit.
Do I need to give you guys
Animated
a copay
therapy.
after this?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. This is just another chance to take what Brian O'Malley did.
To revisit the world.
Yeah.
I guess. Were we not entertained?
Were we not entertained? Now,
I was.
episode 1 and probably 2 and then 7 and 8.
Attack of the Clones? Wait,
My
different episode 1.
my favorite episodes of this series. Episode 7, where they got into they figured out who did it, and old Scott comes back in the future, and then the 8-bit music. That was all so fucking good.
I agree with all that. I guess maybe it's the cynical side. Like, but what, I mean...
Yeah. There was no purpose
Did
other
they
than...
feel... Why did they feel the need to sort of revisit this?
Maybe just to entertain.
Or maybe to bring back Scott Pilgrim into the lexicon of popularity. And
Maybe.
Here we are, us, Two Drunk Dorks, talking about it.
So, your rating, Walt, what do you think?
The series uses the art style of the graphic novel, which is that's plus 10.
Yeah, it really does.
And it's a retelling of the movie and not the series, so another plus 10. I mean, you know me, I love everything. I love watching.
Yeah, we love
it.
it.
So I would give the series a 10 out of 10. I mean, my only caveat is, like, why is it necessary?
Can I just
but
point
at the
out,
same time, who
we're
gives
giving
a fuck?
something a 10 out of a 10. I think this is a 2
We've never done a 10 out of 10.
Woo!
Neither of us.
Scott Pilgrim for the win.
So what I'm going to say about the Scott Pilgrim series is
Scott Pilgrim takes off.
Scott Pilgrim takes off is I really appreciate the extension of the Scott Pilgrim universe and a new story that took us into places we didn't really get to experience. Now, maybe we did. Again, I don't know. Maybe we did here. Maybe we didn't. Mm-hmm. I will say, the animation style didn't grab me really 100%.
Also fair.
Although I will say, it's absolutely brilliant. Like, you guys that do this stuff, I couldn't do it. You're awesome. So, in all, I would give it an 8, which is a solid high rating.
I mean, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 just based on the series alone. Like, I'm not comparing it to the movie or the existing stuff, which I have. I mean, we got 3 different things going on.
True.
But
yeah,
it was a fun series and
fun.
It can stand alone.
As hell, yeah.
I mean, it would help if you actually watched the movie or read the graphic novels, but you probably could still watch it and still enjoy it.
You know, I will say that watch the movie first.
Yeah, that's the move.
Yeah, because then you're gonna know like where this
or watch the
veers.
series first and then watch the movie and see what you think.
Oh, that's true too.
I put
All right,
that
so
there.
wait, Leslie, you said there was some special drink at the end. What is this?
Yeah, I have a very special drink prepared for you guys. Do you know what it's called? Can
No.
you take one guess?
Scotty Washi's poopy.
Close.
Ramona Flowers.
You're right, Walt. Adam, bad job. Walt, yes, correct. Can you guess what's in it?
Booze.
Oh, if it's Ramona Flowers, it's something.
Blue.
It's something blue.
Blue,
Yeah,
pink,
yeah.
or green.
Right.
Blue, pink, green,
Let's build on that. So blue.
and maybe like kind of abrasive.
a little rough around the edges.
Something blue and sort of
Rude.
rough around the edges. Yeah.
Does it
All
hair
right.
like this?
You want to know what's in it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gin, UV blue,
Okay.
pineapple juice, and one final ingredient called lime juice.
Oh, okay. That sounds actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right, dummies.
All right, we are doing our.
I'll take that one.
Does this one have the right? Okay, we're gonna do this final shot.
YOLO.
We would like to thank you all for tuning in. Please, right below on the bathroom wall, give us your input, your ideas, your thoughts.
What you think of the
We
Scott
kind of went over,
Pilgrim
How much did you love the Scott Pilgrim series? Is my question.
go, yeah.
That's-
Also,
it's
please-
a 0 to 5,000.
0 to
Rating.
20, 100,000.
Yeah.
20, 100,000.
0 to the future of Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. Here for it.
Like and subscribe. Send us stuff. We will do unboxing. We have shelves to fill here,
Put on the set.
and also thank you very much for joining us.
See you fucking next time.
Also, thanks to my beautiful and lovely co-hosts and workers. We could not have an amazing
he's
show
so
without
sweet.
you
Anything with an
guys.
S?
He's so sweet, isn't he? He did. He said it with an S.
Yes.
Let's cuddle him. Let's cuddle him. Cuddle friend. Cuddle friend. Cuddle friend.
Okay, now it's weird and.
Cuddle friend.
Anyway,
Cheers.
we are Two Drunk Dorks.
And
This
see you
is a
next
show where
time.
we like to drink.
And we know things.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, that went well.